Was good, you two? What's good, you two? It's your boy Hold on. GloPierre. Today, I got another reaction video for y'all. Today, we gonna be reacting to "Do All Porn Stars Think the Same" by Jubilee. Now, this is kind of a last-minute reaction. I've seen a little bit of the video, I'm not gonna stunt, because I was watching somebody else react to it, but nonetheless, I think this is a good reaction type video I want to bring to y'all. So without further delay, I ain't gonna exaggerate the intro too long, but without further ado, let's get right into the reaction.
Is sacred. 3, 2, 1, go.
I believe everybody has the opportunity to choose what kind of sex they will have, how they want to have sex, when they want to have sex, why they want to have sex. But then there's times I just want to be a dirty pig and just go out and do whatever I want, and that's not sacred. I do think it can be, and I also think it cannot be. The connection, I think, is very important.
That's facts.
So it can be if the...
Hey, that's true. Sex can be sacred. It has the ability to be sacred. Now, it was created to reproduce, so having sex with somebody that you really connect with, that you really fuck with, that you really love is something that's sacred. But if you out here just going crazy, throwing the D, throwing the whatever at anybody,
out any emotions and just a more physical, awesome space.
People don't really get it. Like when I'm on set, I'm Donnie Sins. When I'm at home, I'm normal me. So when I have sex at home, there's like a connection, there's love, there's all that other stuff.
There's also not like a ring light and a camera in
Exactly.
directly in your
that
face.
must be hella weird. Like I ain't even gonna stunt. Like I ain't even gonna stunt. I don't know. It's just something about. I ain't even gonna say too much. Let's give it back.
Let me see like the penetration. You're not being told that at
crazy.
home. You're just going with the flow.
Buck and I were actually talking about this earlier, but a lot of people, they're able to separate sex and emotions and like feelings. So it's not always sacred in the way that people think. For me, in my brain, I register it the same as like, oh, I went and worked out at the gym with my friend, but the workout just happened to be sex.
No, that's a crazy POV, bro. Like, if the fact that that's so that's so weird, and it makes me wonder if this person has had anybody in their life or a partner or something that they can share that bonding, that experience with, because you shouldn't be so desensitized and so just brainwashed to the fact that you view sex as like a regular ass activity, like a regular chore. You feel me? Like she just said she compared that shit to working out, nigga. Like, no, it shouldn't be like, my nigga, I just went and washed dishes. You feel me? Like, that's crazy to me. That's wild.
My family approves of what I do for a
Hell
living.
no.
3, 2, 1, go.
That is crazy.
They're not all for it. They still want me to go back to college. They found out the first day that my first scene came out. My mom, she called me and she was upset. And then like a week after that, she was like, you know, I love you and like you're still welcome to come home. But they had my back.
All of my family members, they have went to college, Ivy League schools, and I'm the only one that chose to become a sex worker. It was always an awkward conversation until I completely retired from doing in-person sex work. That tension is still there, but they are happy that I'm not performing or meeting up with anyone in person. So they're comfortable with me just being an online performer.
They're happy that I'm safe and I'm healthy and I have a income coming in. Before the industry, I'm an addict. I'm sober now, but like I used to get in a lot of trouble. I was living on the street, it was a whole thing. And then the industry helped me create a safe space for myself and also do a lot of work on my mental health. They would prefer if I did something else, but they're not going to hate me.
At least you're getting bread. I mean, I don't agree with too much, but at least you getting bread. Like, I can never bash somebody for getting a bag, you feel me? But, and she did come from worse. Like she said, she was an addict. So the fact that she was able to salvage, you know, somewhat of her life and turn around in a sense and go make a bag, like shouts out to her. No cap.
Doing it.
It is hard for me to find a relationship because of my job. 3, 2, 1, go.
This one really shocked me. I'm not gonna lie. This one really shocked me when I saw it.
Donnie, let's start with you. Has anything changed since 3 years ago for you relationship-wise?
I was engaged to somebody in the industry, and sometimes porn can destroy, relationships and can destroy people, because I don't have her anymore. And honestly, I don't know if I ever will, because sometimes what it does to people, it mentally can scar you. I'm still single. Having sex with other people, to most people, is just like not a normal thing. Like, I'm going to work and I'm going to go have sex with somebody.
I could never do.
As far as
And I feel like it is different. I mean, essentially it's the same, but it's different if you a girl dating a guy that's a porn star, whereas you're a dude dating a girl that's a porn star. You feel me? I know me personally, bro, and most dudes is not gonna be cool with they wife or their SO going to work busting ass for other niggas. You feel me? Like, I just know that's not like, no, that's non-negotiable. That's off the table. Weird. But there are some people that, would wife those, but I can't, in my head, it's just really hard to imagine, like, especially men willing to settle down, willing to cuff up sex workers like these, you know what I mean?
relationships, I feel like the only thing that has
sex
really
workers,
changed
but I'm just
is
saying, like,
I've
I don't
accepted
think it's
that. Some people just,
the easiest.
it always
thing
starts
to do,
off good, and then after a while, they just feel a
To get in
certain
a
type of way.
relationship doing that
So,
I'll read off some popular search terms and then you'll decide if it's problematic or not problematic. Ass to mouth. 3, 2, 1, go.
Only problematic if you don't know what you're doing.
Porn is fantasy, people. Porn is fantasy. Is it problematic to use ass to mouth? Well, it depends on what you mean by problematic. Yeah, if someone does it without having a clean before they do it, well, they're gonna learn the hard way.
Yeah.
So
That's why
I
you
think
don't just
it's
go around
somewhat
eating
problematic
ass, bro.
because
If
people
you
want
go
to do.
around eat a booty, you a weird menace to society, dirty nigga, bro. Nah, that's crazy. Watch who you eating ass for.
But like,
Please.
you need
Take-
to
no,
prepare
I'm not even gonna say
correctly because on movie sets they are cleaning themselves out completely
How do people clean themselves?
with an enema.
With an enema.
MILF.
I know
3,
problematic with that.
2, 1, go.
I'm not endorsing porn. I'm not doing none of that. But I'm
MILF
just
to me
saying
is an
for the sake of this
empowerment
video.
term. It's, we have a lot of ageism within our industry as well as a lot of other industries. It's not problematic because it's basically saying that that lady who happens to be a mom is super hot and I'd like to fuck her.
I just feel bad sometimes because you'll get the girl and you're like, oh, you're the MILF today? And she'll be like, yeah, but I'm 25.
Just like younger than you.
So, put some makeup on her that made her look older and put a dress on her.
Team.
They do be doing that though.
3, 2, 1,
No, this is-
go.
No, this is bad. This is really bad. And this can get really, really weird really, really fast. Because teen is anywhere from 13 to 19. But in the legal sense, it's from 18 on. You feel me? There's a lot of weird. This is where a lot of weirdos be at. You feel me? Like, bro. They're going to talk about it. But there's a lot of stuff we don't know about. Just gonna say that.
This one is tricky because I do fall in the teen category. A lot of men are pervy and they love the whole fresh out of high school age play. They love it and I'm gonna profit off of it. But it does get to the point where it's a little bit too far. Like when you want me to perform like I'm under 18, I'm not gonna act like a 13-year-old schoolgirl. Like, that's just not gonna happen.
When I was 18, 19, I loved the teen category because I was like, oh, people my age, this is right up my alley, this is perfect. It can be somewhat problematic just because there are people like that, but it's also not our responsibility to regulate if somebody's gonna be a creep.
But when people see teen or any of that within the porn space, immediately people go to sex trafficking. It's a little problematic because we're getting shoved again into that space of sex trafficking and teenagers and youngsters, and which none of us want to touch any of that.
COVID has affected my job. 3, 2, 1, go.
I would imagine.
I'm happy COVID happened. I'm sorry. I have to say it. COVID has put so much money in my pocket that I have not seen since I've started out. And I think it was because everyone was just locked up in the house, not knowing what was going on in the world. And the next thing that they want was to be in the comfort of their fantasy girl. And I was that fantasy girl. That's why everyone hopped on the wave of OnlyFans. I even jumped back into webcamming, and my numbers skyrocketed.
It's weird,
You
but
can imagine so many porn stars made a big bag. Like, that industry was booming. Cause like she said, everybody was in the house. Nobody had nothing to do but to go crazy. You feel me? So yeah, shit, they made a huge bag.
people would rather
Another
see
reason why the
your laundry in the
pandemic
background than
Quarantine.
nice furniture and paintings, you know?
Yeah, that reality porn.
Because it's the realness of it. I think people really want realness. Polished porn, studio porn is going away.
When COVID hit, it affected me, and like I wasn't going to set anymore. We had a complete like shutdown in the industry where nobody was filming. Some people started making a lot of money, but then like other people who were doing only mainstream, they were like, what are we gonna do now? You know, because they didn't have that. So I feel like I was lucky that I already had an established online presence.
Sexual assault is
I can
prevalent in
imagine
the
this
industry.
shit gonna be through the roof.
3,
especially when
2,
you're doing,
1, go.
you know, when you work this type of job, like sex is, you know, that's what pays. So, you know, of course, as sad as it is, of course there is gonna be some level of abuse in this industry. You feel me? Especially something as dark as porn. You feel me?
It's a hot topic in our industry because people want to be like, no, our industry is good. We want to protect each other. And there's such a big stigma against what we do as a job that we're almost afraid to speak up when something happens. How are we supposed to make people accept porn if they know that people are in the industry getting assaulted sometimes?
I work in an industry that's probably separate from these people. I work in more of the gay adult industry. So in my 20 plus years in the adult industry, I would say I have not seen a lot of that happen. Of course it happens, and it does happen more in the straight industry than it does in the gay industry, from my observation.
We do have certain companies that do have an entire checklist that you have to sign and go through with the girl, and you guys talk about things. But you have people who still break rules. You have assholes in this world. That's what they are.
I guess I'm the only one who would strongly agree, because I have encountered sexual assault numerous times on sets, but sometimes I just hold it in when those situations happen until like a female performer, she'll tell me like, oh, like I'm shooting with this person, like I'll give her the heads up. But as far as like coming out, I literally have to wait for a big name to speak up on a certain performer to say something. Because I know if I was to say something, no one would really believe me because I'm like the underdog. No one really has my back like that. I did a photo shoot. It was in a beautiful mansion with all these beautiful Instagram models, photographers everywhere. And I was getting ready to leave, and this photographer followed me to the bathroom. I didn't even know he was behind me, locked me in there, and some things happened. He's so well connected, I knew I could not.
People like that are so disgusting, bro. Like, so terrible. It's a special place in hell for people like that. You feel me? Like, that shit is evil. You feel me? Poor girl, man, for real, for real.
Speak out about it or say anything. I literally had to walk out of this bathroom with a smile on my face, put a mask on, and no one knew what I had to endure for those 20 minutes.
It's a power thing, and they know they can do that to you. By the way, I want to say I am so sorry that happened to you. It's just not okay.
You scarred her, like there's things you can't take back from set, from content, from anything.
People should pay for
Now,
porn.
I strongly agree with this. I do agree with this because, and not in the way most people think. I think you should have to pay for it as a verge to defer the younger crowd. You feel me? Because a lot of people start watching this shit when they're like 12, 13, 14, 15. And the shit is free. It's accessible for anybody to watch. You feel me? That's why I believe that's how you generate, that's how you start these addictions when you're young. Now, in order to defer the younger audience, the crowd, from shit like this, there should be a paywall. You feel me? Because there should be a paywall, you know, to get as much people away from porn as possible. Now, when you have an addiction, bro, you gonna fiend for that shit. You gonna get it regardless. So it's not gonna work entirely, but I agree with it from a different perspective than these people do, and most people do.
3, 2, 1, go.
Of course they're gonna agree.
It's
They
not
want
a
more money in their
harmless
pockets.
thing to be stealing porn because there's a huge industry that's affected by it.
We're not legit in a lot of people's eyes. So on some level, they feel like they can take and steal our stuff because they just don't have compassion for us, and they don't look at us as if we are actually running a business. We have to pay for everything you see in our porn. How do we pay for that? The only way we can get that money is by you participating in us creating that pornography.
We make a lot of people happy when they get that nut off, so y'all should pay us.
And
That's all I wanted to say.
And like you guys asked us earlier, this is art.
That's
So
it.
you've paid for every piece of art. You paid for the clothing you have on, you pay for glasses, you pay for
Is it?
everything, so why not pay for porn? The work that it takes to do a video, I think you guys would be very surprised. Also, I feel like you guys should pay for porn especially because you want it regulated.
We keep these things behind paywall
Yeah.
and behind like age restrictions to make it so the adult movies are for adults.
That's
If you
what
are a
I'm saying.
legit porn person, like we all are here, we don't make it accessible
let
to
these
children.
kids be.
Who's making it accessible to children?
Facts.
Are the people who are putting the free pornography on the internet.
Valid.
I would be comfortable with my child following in my footsteps.
Hell nah.
3,
Hell
2,
nah.
1, go.
So I actually have a child, and not that he's asked me, hey Dad, can I get into porn? That being said, if he chose to do it, I would say
no.
that I would try to steer him a different direction because it's not an easy industry to be in. I do think there's better choices for people to make, but I would not discourage him 100%.
I said agree, not specifically for filming mainstream porn. I was thinking more so the route of contactless porn, so like webcamming, phone sex operators, even content
Isn't
creators.
the point of doing stuff like this to be able to provide a more comfortable living situation? Because some of these people got into this because they were struggling financially or they had hardship in their life, so they got into this. Isn't the point of getting in this to provide a better childhood and a better more opportunities for your children so they don't have to go down this route? Why would you want your child to go down something like this? I know my mom, she worked her ass off. She grinded. She wouldn't want me to, not suffer, but work hard like she did, That's what all parents want for their children, is for them to not have to work as hard as they did. So, I don't know. I feel it's kind of weird how all these niggas agreed to this shit. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Somewhere where my child, our future child, doesn't have to have interaction with the consumer. As far as like in-person sex work, that will be a problem because I know what could possibly happen, and I don't even want my worst enemy to experience that, so I wouldn't want my child to experience that neither.
It's a wrap.
With the video, man. If y'all like the video, make sure to comment, subscribe, like the video, share, do all that. And yeah, I appreciate y'all boys. GloPierre. I love y'all. Peace.